Well, hello there folks and welcome back to Fascist Brazil. Now, I said that the series had ended in the last episode, but I felt by popular acclamation and demand that we should at least see the war end. We should see the fall of the American Empire, the territories of the German Reich in Canada, and of course Japan, who is on its last breath. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be quite different because I imagine this will be a lot more like a time lapse than anything else, and we're just gonna let the game run. I mean, it's very, very, very unlikely that anything turns around, but you never know. Venezuela just capitulated, dark times indeed, so that's actually odd because it looked like they should have capitulated a while back. Now what is this plan? It looks like the Americans are mounting an invasion into Ecuador. Yes, that would be hilarious. Ecuador, who brought us down, we'll say. My birth state. Yes, I don't think it's gonna succeed, but you know, whatever. Alright, I've done something quite crazy here, but I've asked the Free American Empire, our brethren, to send, or to give us control of this region of Canada here, just for fun, because we've got, yeah, I don't know, just, we'll probably give it back. I don't know why I took it, it just feels like we should have something to control in exile. You know what, I think it's just best if we disband all our units. It's not exactly doing us any good, yeah. And I gave back control of that area, because it's just useless, really. When I said kind of like a time-lapse, I was lying, really, because it feels like the fronts are not changing much so far, and I do like to comment on what's happening. I'm really curious to see how the map's going to look once the war is over. Look at that, we actually got a fascist Chile. However, they have not... Oh yeah, no, they are in the Allies. Yes. Alright, well, but I've gone around and put a bunch of political power into converting Saudi Arabia, Portugal, Oman, Yemen, Afghanistan, and Tibet. And I think I'll do Nepal and Bhutan just for fun. Maybe Sweden. You've got to love this Douglas MacArthur portrait. No wonder they had that in the whole marketing campaign and on the posters and shit. The fall of Tokyo. Soviet forces have converged on Tokyo, and heavy fighting has been reported throughout the city. Most of the city is under Soviet control now, with the exception of the eastern suburbs, where massive fires are still raging. When the fighting shifted towards the Imperial Palace, members of the Imperial Guard reportedly launched bayonet charges against the approaching Soviet troops. The palace was eventually stormed by a detachment of VDV paratroopers who had to fight their way through the compound room by room. No prisoners were taken, but it is believed that the emperor was safely evacuated before the city fell. Well, Japan, I don't think will be lasting much longer. And so it begins. The Soviets have landed in New Orleans here. They don't have a port, so that might actually not go too well, but they... Oh no, yes, we're winning the defense. We'll see, though. I'm kind of worried, but not too much as of yet. I mean, I'm not supposed to be worried, because I know we're gonna lose. It's just a matter of time, really. I'm just really surprised the US isn't going down and building like huge amounts of planes and shit, because at least when they were in the Allies in real life and in my other communist game, they just went berserk. And yeah, I mean, I'm just wondering why. Is it because of ideas? I guess it's the focuses that allow them to have such a powerful industry. The British Parliament debates an intervention in Scandinavia. I know we're playing historical, so they, once they run out of, like, national foci, they always go down that route, but it's kind of odd. I mean, just considering that there's nothing to intervene against at the moment. The holdings we captured rather, over here in Africa, and gave to the US and Italy are slowly being recaptured will probably be completely expelled from there very soon. I mean, just my entire move into this area was a complete mistake on my part. I should have definitely sent out troops to help out in Germany. But oh well, lesson learned. This is a really nice position that the Soviets captured, because since it's down here in New Orleans, Orleans, right? Yes. Then it's actually like the delta, so you have to cross the river on both sides, which makes it hard for the Americans to attack. Although, had I been a player here, I would just have crushed them right now. But, you know, the AI is still a bit slow. There's definitely some fixing to do. Yeah, let's create the Death Division. It's gonna be useless. We're never actually gonna be able to deploy it, I imagine, but why not? We do have the army experience. The very last holdout over here in Africa is held by Italy, and it's not a port, it's nothing. It's going to be completely destroyed. That is the end of that, but we are trying to get Portugal on our side. The only thing, though, that's kind of weird is just that even though we turn a bunch of countries fascist, doesn't mean that they actually join our faction or, you know, favor us at all, which is kind of annoying. Honestly, why do you still have only 76 ships? This is crazy. This USA, you, Mr. William Dudley Pelley, you're doing a terrible job at making America great again. You know, the US isn't doing very well with the troops that we've sent them, so let's just take control of them and do something fun with them. Uh-oh, the Soviets have landed in Florida, and they actually have a port this time, so I think we are pretty screwed. Oh, I was so excited. I was going to do a crazy naval invasion in Veracruz here, but we don't have the naval superiority, even though we do have air superiority, which is quite unfortunate. Seems like they've begun an invasion on all fronts, but the Americans have pushed back in Florida. I don't know if it's really gonna hold, to be honest. I'm just stationing my troops around Washington, New York, etc. And we're gonna try to take Greenland. I know it's useless, but you know, gotta have some fun whilst we stand, you know. If you do notice that I'm kind of slow on my voice, it's just because I haven't had coffee. You know when you're kind of tired and you want to have coffee but you don't? That's what I'm feeling right now. Oh, I was about to say, yes, the Americans have done pretty well in pushing back. They've encircled over here, but then this invasion came along. It's good. I mean, it's not good, technically, because I'm supposed to be on the side of the Americans at this point, but at the same time, you've got to see my situation. I'm really curious to see how the map looks in the future, or at the end of the game, and yeah, I feel like the Brazilians are like, yeah, you know, let's just surrender, but the Americans, they just keep on fighting, and they're like, no, we can turn this around. And there we go, we're going to take this land, say that it's ours, and just wait until the Americans fall apart. So 551,000 Brazilian troops are moving over to our new little land here. It's gonna be our last refuge. Honestly, at this point, I'm inviting them. Just taking out troops from the coast here. There's one American division trying to defend, but I really don't care. Like, honestly, please invade and finish this game, because we all know where this is going. Canada is resuscitating thanks to the Australians. This is probably the Australians taking revenge for me nuking them in my Swedish Communist playthrough. Yeah, I just gave control of my territory to Germany because, yeah, you know, that makes sense. And, I mean, Germany has resuscitated in Canada. That's totally a thing, right? Oh, hey, look at that. I didn't notice, but the Ottoman Empire became fascist after all these years, even though they were occupied, and it's the Neo-Ottoman Empire. Alright, did I say Ottoman Empire first? They were Turkey, right? And now they're the Neo-Ottoman Empire, which is pretty cool. Yeah. The AI over here in Japan is really stubborn on crossing over to, what's this called? Shikoku. This fight has gone on for at least a year. At least since, yeah. I mean, and the Soviets just are not moving anywhere else, even though they could probably just overrun them pretty quickly, considering that they have 165 divisions in place. Alright, we have Nationalist Cuba set up, although I'm not sure they would join. It's really up to Germany, which is kind of annoying. I wish I was the faction leader. One of the games I play, I really want to be a faction leader. That might actually be Communist Germany. I'm really curious to play Communist Germany. I've been thinking of playing Fascist Canada as well, because there's an achievement for conquering the US with that. But yes, Guatemala hasn't turned yet. What about Saudi Arabia? Yemen? No. Oman, still the same. Afghanistan? Almost. Tibet? Tibet is still ruled by Champagne. Alright, okay. The 50s are here. The Soviets are slowly pushing into Florida here. Actually, they have reached Georgia. Mexico is still a huge stalemate. Probably millions of people dead there. Japan, again, the AI just throwing troops onto Shikoku here. But, you know, everything's getting totally destroyed. So, at some point, I imagine the Japanese will surrender. But we'll see. I guess maybe the US might surrender first. We'll just have to see. Let's keep going. Canada. Seems like this invasion's gonna fail. No, not really. Depends, but they've encircled a few troops, or we've encircled a few troops, rather. I keep putting myself in the view of the Soviets because I have just gotten so used to playing as Communist Sweden and the Soviets. And right now I'm kind of rooting for the end, as I've said before. Okay, this is the best thing so far. Look at this. Saudi Arabia turned fascist, and we've got an Arabic Empire. Now, the leader is Abu Bakr ibn Abd Allah. Sorry for totally butchering that name, but you see here, he has a hammer and sickle pin on his, what's that called? I forget the name of the thing. Yes, not on the suit, but like, I'm thinking about the actual name of the part of the suit. I'm being dumb right now. Let's see, has Sweden turned? No, but I imagine they will turn very soon. You know, honestly, I have not seen the AI use nukes yet, and I'm not just saying in this game, but in all the games I've played so far, which, to be honest, aren't many that have gone into late game yet. But if you look at my Communist Sweden playthrough, I'm pretty much the only one dropping nukes everywhere, even though it's like 1956 or 58. Lovely advance down here. It seems like they're moving to South Carolina. There are some fronts that we are winning on, as in the fascists. But I was just interested because this is the Appalachian mountain range here, and it's kind of funny because as a European and South American, it's not a mountain range that we've here talked about very often in like American TV shows or anything. And it's just, I have a bunch of American friends and they were talking about the Appalachians, and I had just like no idea where they were. I had no idea there was like a mountain range over here. But that's probably because it's not like a snowy, like a very large mountain range, I guess, maybe. It's kind of interesting. I don't know why I'm talking about this. I just felt like talking about it. And there's nothing you can do to stop me. There we go. We finally have a nationalist Guatemala here. Not that they'll ever join, but we have that. And what else? Do we have Portugal? Has Portugal turned? No, they have not. Arabic Empire as before. Yemen not turned yet. Oman not turned. Tibet still on the fence. These guys still on the fence. What about Sweden? Almost. I guess very soon. I said that last time, but we'll see. I just realized why there is such a stalemate in Mexico, and that is because the Mexican Empire is only at war with the Comintern, which is really kind of annoying, to be honest, but whatever. There we go, nationalist Yemen. So, also cancel boost popularity there. Really, I doubt that these people will ever join. Oh, and we also have the Omani Empire. Very cool. Has Tibet turned yet? No. Nepal. Bhutan, still not. Sweden, they'll have an election in a year, so they'll turn then. I am fabricating stuff on the Central American regions just so I can get troops moving and destroying us in Mexico. I just can't stand this anymore. So the Dominican Republic joined the Axis apparently, so we have a new member. That's good. Sweden joined the Allies, and I feel like, yeah, we've just set off a huge domino effect. Actually, we should stage a coup here in Sweden. We'll do Scania, Fascist, and yeah, let's go. Nationalist Panama has capitulated because, you know, American troops were just there and boom, gone. Okay, we're gonna declare war on Portugal. We couldn't turn it, so we're just gonna pretty much declare war on everyone to just finish this as quickly as possible, because I don't want to sit until the 1960s waiting for the US to fall. They're fighting bravely, but it will come to an end, and Brazil is undermining the movement by just going crazy. With the approval of course, the Führer and the rest of the Axis, except the Americans, because the Americans are like, oh, but we're doing everything, we can't do anything anymore. And we're just like, fuck it, we're declaring war on everyone. Just everyone we see. The Dominican Republic capitulates to Haiti. Yugoslavia captured a few territories there. Nationalist Cuba is on the Comintern side, and the Soviets are landing really close to New York. I don't think they'll win this though, but at least they're distracting. And I realized that the Mexican Empire isn't technically in our faction, so we could declare war on the Mexican Empire and thus end the stalemate down here. Well, time to screw up the world, I believe. Let's declare war on the Mexican Empire. The Soviet advance has been very rapid, although recently they've had some setbacks. Over in Mexico, the Allies and the Comintern are pushing north back through occupied Mexican territory, and we've got a bunch of American troops surrounded here, which doesn't bode too well for them. It's actually 90 divisions right there, but we'll see. The UK has pushed into what is the state of Texas, so yes, I think the US is going to fall pretty soon. Of course, they're going to put up a fight because, after all, in the end, they do have 402 divisions and 342 factories, although they have lost over 6.3 million men just in the Soviet-Japanese War. Let's check out the other wars here. 4.19, and over here 1.25. These are massive losses, just massive. So the divisions over here finally decided to do something different after like 5 years of intense battle for Shikoku. Just one battle going on forever, or for 5 years, I think. And over here, Houston is almost falling, but not really. Seems like the British aren't really doing too well. But yes, it's just a matter of time. You have no idea how happy I was, or surprised I was at this. Yugoslavia has capitulated. The thing is, Yugoslavia in our game has been a member of the Allies, so I was like, oh my god, the Allies and the Comintern are at war. Except they're not, because it turns out that, yes, the Soviets attacked Yugoslavia, but the Allies, as in like the United Kingdom and the rest, are still at peace with the Comintern officially. Maybe after we surrender, they'll go to war, but not at the moment. Alright, so it seems like there is a peace finally with Yugoslavia there. I think it's because Yugoslavia was called into the Mexican Civil War, but not all allies were part of the whole thing. Seems like Greece was in it, Yugoslavia was puppeted, Croatia was puppeted, Socialist Republic of Serbia was puppeted. The Soviet Union took a state. I imagine that must have been over here in Yugoslavia. No, maybe not. But yes, 7,313 equipment was seized. The Soviets are at the gates of Washington. I don't think they'll break through right now, but it's only a matter of time. Again, I keep saying a matter of time. Yes, but I imagine they'll have to encircle it before it falls, because after all, there are 18 divisions stationed here, and I see a bunch of icons for fortresses, so it's probably well defended. Actually, yes, 4 out of 10 on land and naval fort. Holy shit, they finally did it. It seems like on this front they haven't moved up too much, but they act Japanese, and now it's only a matter of time. Once more, I'd repeat myself for the millionth time. It's a matter of time until things fall apart. I had expected Japan to surrender much sooner, or not surrender. They're not. They still have to lose quite a few things to surrender, because the Japanese have huge national unity and defense bonuses on their territory, I believe. Houston, we've got a oh, wait, what? No, I can't contact Houston? Then, I think that is... Alright, we seem to have started a revolution in Sweden, so Svea Rike, the fascist Swedes, have declared war on Sweden. I just realized that, Sven-Olof Lindholm here isn't actually, he doesn't have a special portrait, even though the communists and the social democrats in Sweden have their own personal portraits. Svea Rike has joined the Axis, and thus they are also at war with the Allies since they declared war on Sweden, and I imagine their war is just gonna join up with ours. Holy bejesus, I have no idea what the Americans are doing, but they just landed pretty much all of their divisions here in what's this place called? Norfolk, in Virginia, and just abandoned the rest of the country. It's just insane. Like, what are you doing? I think the AI finally realized, okay, it's over. Let's actually check the battle plans. Are there any battle plans? No, just a defense. Svea Rike has capitulated. Less than a month, of course, because they were totally surrounded, but it was worth a try, just for fun. It took them forever. They fought bravely, but Japan has capitulated. Well, that was a brave end to the Japanese Empire, and now all these troops are either into the Philippines, who are still in the Axis, or over into the Americas. Seems like there's a stalemate throughout this area here, but there's a hard push for Los Angeles, so we'll be seeing that falling very soon. I think the Americans are relatively close. No, only less than halfway through to surrender. But once this area is taken, I think it's pretty easy to get them on the peace treaty table. The Tibetan Empire, so they finally turned fascist. Quite a cool flag here, I must say. So now the entire world is officially at war. There is no one state that is neutral anymore. I was gonna zoom into Brussels. I was like, whoa, I saw something gray there. No, everyone is at war. Even the flaming dragon or thunder, just please surrender. Like, I can't take this anymore. Just end. The Americans are very close to giving in. They're finally at around 84% towards capitulation, It controls 57% of its victory points and has to go under 50%. Ooh, soon. Although they'll still have to invade the Philippines of all places. Ivan Konev attacking Washington and George S. Patton defending. And we'll see who wins. It seems like the Soviets are finally getting the advantage that they need, and I think they'll put a lot of resources into that, because if Washington falls, I'm pretty sure the US is going to go over the edge of surrender. The 26th of March 1953, the Treaty of Halifax. Nationalist Chile took one state, and yeah, the list goes on. Sweden took one state, that's interesting. Oh, it's probably, okay, Portugal took one state, China took one state, Soviet Union took 15 states, Republican Spain took 47 states, whoa, probably a lot in Africa. Mexico took 9 states, Argentina took 2 states, Nationalist Panama 1 state, Afghanistan took 1 state, Fascist Argentina was the next, Sviatica was the next, Italian People's Republic was puppeted, Romania, Bulgaria, Menkyang, Dominican Republic, Thai People's Republic, Japan, Turkish Socialist Republic, Uruguay, Philippines, Lebanese, alright, Lebanon, People's United Provinces, not sure what that is supposed to be, Slovak Socialist Republic, and the Democratic oh, right. So when the Allies win stuff, they don't puppet, they put the democratic stuff in power. So, okay. Kingdom of Bohemia was puppeted. Kingdom of Bohemia. Right, so it must have been puppeted by other people and things. But yes, alright, it's, so they didn't have to fight against the Philippines, because the Philippines is a minor, and thus the end of the game has arrived here. We're actually going to continue just to check out the map, because I'm really curious. Free American Empire has capitulated, of course. Okay, let's pause there and check out the map. Look at that. The United States has been split in two. Mexico owns a huge part there. The United States is now a back. Oh, and yes, now we're also the second Brazilian Republic. So we haven't been puppeted, but we are back, I guess, right? We could technically continue playing. This was a devastating war. 1953, right? Took a long time. Seems like Germany has become democratic, but only a small state there, because Spain took a huge shit ton of crap right here. We'll see what they do though with the territory. Actually, no, we won't, because I think that is the end of the game. Turkish Socialist Republican. Yeah, I talked about this just a second ago. Switzerland's fine. What about Asia? Right, Japan has become a socialist republic, a puppet of the Soviet Union. All right, well, that was one hell of a campaign. This is actually the first campaign that officially comes to a close on my channel. If you want to keep seeing more, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and of course comment and let me know what you want to see next. This has been quite a wonderful playthrough. Really looking forward to the next one, whatever it is. And don't forget to check out my other content. This has been GameGabster, and as always, farewell.